to the official Nintendo podcast.
The issue on sale now. $3.99.
Unbelievable.
Bosh. Hello and welcome to the official Nintendo Magazine podcast. This is podcast number 33. I'm your host Neil Long, and alongside me, as ever, are Steve Hogarty.
Hello, and how do you do?
I'm doing okay. Chris Scullion.
Hello.
Hello. I'm good. Also still good.
Just thought that might have
It
changed.
sounds like when people phone in, the football phone in, and they ask the bloke every single time,
No,
how are
yeah.
you? I'm fine, thanks. Point.
It's really awkward when sometimes the phone ends and they make a mistake and they say, hello, welcome, even though they phoned up in the first place.
Long, awkward silence.
Yeah.
You there?
Like that.
Yeah.
That's the voice of Tom East.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Hello.
Right.
And also, bringing up the rear, Gavin Murphy.
That's right, baby.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
How you living,
Still
girl?
okay. Still okay after the first 2 minutes.
It's consistent.
It's going to get worse as time goes on. We're here to talk about the new official Nintendo magazine on sale now with a fantastic draw-your-own-cover.
I'm all over that cover, by the way.
Inspired by Letterboxd. We've had some amazing entries already,
Really
haven't
good.
we?
To the
Really,
point where
really
Steve
good.
just said, we should all do our own and put it up on the website. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
People will be like, Gav is actually a 3-year-old. Awesome.
Also, I've
I
seen
really
some of
don't
your
do
Letterboxd messages anyway. It might get our site shut down. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah. Might get a little blue.
Absolute filth. So, to kick off, it's what we've been playing.
I like to think I'm quite good at platformers.
That's a rubbish, isn't it?
Awesome.
Blobs.
It's a really good
They're not my cup of tea, those sort of games.
Really? Spare a minute or 10 minutes.
So, this month's batch of reviews, Pandora's Tower, Steve. You took that one on.
Yes, it is a game in which you must feed.
Next.
That is true.
I'm
It's a
intrigued
game.
to tell me more.
That's all I want to tell you. No, it's a game in which you must feed bits of meat to your girlfriend because she's turning into a monster. You do this by going into one of 13
hear you, brother.
towers. Recently married, Neil Long.
Soon to be divorced.
She's turning into a monster.
Exactly. Feed it.
My wife's a
Yeah,
vegetarian.
it's a
so-
third-person action-adventure RPG.
Yeah.
It's very Japanese. You have a whip. You can whip monsters.
I would say as well, like I did it for Nintendo V, I would, like, the RPG bit, whisper that, because it's not
It's
that
not.
much of an RPG. It's been sold as another big Japanese RPG.
Feels a lot more like
Yeah.
Devil May Cry, or
It's
even
exactly like Devil May Cry, yeah.
in some places it feels a little bit like a Link game, like a Zelda game. Like some of the dungeons feel a little bit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
They're all like themed, like the different towers. There's like a water tower and a
Yeah.
fire tower and stuff.
I wish you could use the controller though. Don't have, because I saw you doing it.
Yeah.
With the whip, and
Yeah.
I thought you were going to put the Wii remote through the screen.
Yeah, it can be quite fiddly, but it sort of needs the Wii remote to work because the way you control the whip is by pointing at the TV. You get a little reticle that pops up, and you can choose which body part you want to wrap your chain around. So if you wrap it around an enemy's legs, it trips them up, or around their face, they can't bite you, but they can still claw at you with their hands and stuff. You can bind like two enemies together, and if you damage one, you damage the other. So there's like loads of tactical depth to the combat. But it does get quite repetitive. And
13. That's too much.
yeah, every time you come into a new tower, it looks amazing. Like there's always something really cool about it. But it's really fun. But you'd have to play it in small chunks because.
It's reminded me when I was playing it, like especially because you got that number hanging over your head the entire time of things you've got to do. Remind me a bit of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, some of the
little
final
bit.
bosses are a lot like
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus as well, because you're sort of kicking in their door and coming to steal their
Waving
meat.
the 4-4 or the whip.
But like they're just like pootling around the little house by themselves, and you come in and you just start kicking shades out of them.
Yeah.
And what's nice as well is that you have it's not nice, but you have a time limit that's constantly ticking down, and that's your girlfriend turning into a beast back at home.
Because that's the thing, is that those monsters, you've got to turn them up.
Annoying looks.
Yeah. The monsters you've got to kill, they haven't actually done anything to her.
No, they're just chilling
Just
out.
there. So someone's put a curse on her and gone, well, unless you get the flesh from the 13 beasts. But the 13 beasts don't have anything to do with it. So you're just going up and going, yeah, all right, girlfriend's turned into a bit of a wolf or something, so gonna have to kill you.
Well, she's turning into like a purple slug thing.
Yeah.
And like if you wait
Been there.
if you wait ages, like if you really
Women, huh?
let her deteriorate, you come back and rather than her standing there by the bed, she's just left like this little trail of purple goo leading downstairs.
She's watching Coronation Street. Yeah, sorry about that. If you got my demon meat,
Pretty
starve
grim
it.
demon
You
meat.
follow her down, like she's in a horrible little state, and then you've got to like there's a cutscene where you see her like bite. It's not like Sainsbury's.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's not Taste the Difference.
Yeah, it's not Taste the Difference steak. It's like
Ball of filth.
yeah, it's like Tesco value chicken hearts.
Yeah.
And it's pretty grim. Like you see her properly biting into it,
Yeah.
but yeah, you have to sort of depending on how well you look after her, you get like different endings and stuff,
Yeah.
and you can give her gifts. She's basically like a Tamagotchi.
A freakish female Tamagotchi. Lovely. I'm busy. Doctor Who, regular contributor, says, well, I guess Pandora's Tower is the third of the 3 Japanese style games coming to Wii. Says, I'm looking forward to it. I know it won't be as good as Xenoblade or The Last Story, but it should be a good game in its own right without being compared to the 2 other JRPGs on the system.
Which he's just done.
Even though in that sentence
He's done
he
exactly
did the
that.
exact same thing. But
So, I
also, I know it won't be as good as anybody else. Oh, you know that, do you? Good. There's been 2 trailers that's ever come out for it.
Here we go.
No one's
Here we
ever
go.
played
Here we
it,
go, the
except
regular-
Steve.
I think it's going to suffer in because it's
Yeah, that's what I
because it
mean.
looks so similar to The Last Story in particular.
Yeah,
Do you think it's going to, as he says, it's going to suffer in comparison?
yeah, because it's not.
But then
as-
those 2 have been amazing and pretty much have been universally thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
this game
Less so
just
for Pandora's Tower.
doesn't have as much
Seen
going
it.
for it.
Yeah.
It is a great game, but it's not like those 2 are really, really great games.
Yeah.
So I think it might get a little bit overwhelmed by those 2.
Yeah. Keskeron, off the forum, unusual tastes, says, I actually quite like the theme of eating the flesh. Gives the whole game a pretty distinct, very macabre vibe. I'm not particularly hyped about this, but I'm looking forward to seeing how the narrative fares. They've got an interesting concept, so hopefully the story will hold up. What does, other than
Best written
Yeah.
paragraphs we've ever had on the site. Isn't
other
it?
than
Like,
her
that's
being
awesome.
cursed, does anything
Should we,
else?
should we get him to write for us?
Well, I think if you want to drill down and get philosophical about it, like there's a lot of symbolism and things like that, going like eating flesh,
The eating of
the
the
sort
flesh,
of religious overtones, and
Really?
going up the towers and things.
It's basically like a game version of Eyes Wide Shut.
Definitely is. Do you think PETA or PETA will be up in arms about it?
Aren't
Because
they
it's
already?
basically telling a vegetarian to eat meat.
Yeah, because she's vegetarian.
He's a vegetarian.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So-
Something else.
Yeah, but they're not like. Well, I guess they are innocent animals. I was going to say.
Also,
Innocent
also,
beasts.
the fact that she's vegetarian, that was really unnecessary because what you're eating is not meat. It is like this
Yeah,
demon
it's an organ
flesh
thing.
rubbish.
Does he cook it?
No,
No.
he just gives it to her in a
If
ball.
you
I
see-
think that might be
Fry
explained
it
at
up
some
with a
point
bit
in
of
the
garlic.
game.
Well,
it'd
you
be
sort
lovely.
of
Yeah, exactly. Bit of
you lose
pucker.
nutrients though, don't you? When
Yeah,
you
I
cook
think
things?
that's what they say. It's like you lose the magic.
Oh, actually true. I was just making
The other
that
thing
up.
is like
I overdone it.
the first thing I thought was you can just
Gotta
get
have
a
it
pile
rare.
of flesh and just leave it with her, so you can go off and do the towers without having to come back and look after her.
Stick it in the fridge.
But it's like no, it dries out. It's like you can't do it; it just dries out.
Yeah.
Fill the sink.
Get on
Fill the
it.
sink, pop it in the sink.
The fridge.
Put
it in the fridge.
sink.
Yeah, well, if it dries out.
Ziploc.
Yeah, but then it would become. It might go a bit wrong.
A cool bag.
I think,
No,
I think
wait,
they're
it's cool
overthinking
boxes.
this.
He's walking around with like all these cool like, oh, it's melting.
It's a good idea.
Thanks, Tom.
I
Thanks.
like,
That'll be
I
the
like
sequel.
cool bag idea.
This DLC.
Yeah.
Easy mode.
Cool back.
There's one more comment from the forum from Doobie,
Good name.
who says, "I do think the combat in it will be superior to Xenoblade in the last story because of the fact there is a chain and a sword. So there is potential to chain attack and change fighting styles for different monsters, allowing a variety of combat elements. I will say that I did enjoy the combat a bit. The combat was more interesting than Xenoblade, which was that was more of a turn-based. You just had to be near an enemy, didn't you? And then you started attacking automatically. Whereas this is a lot more hands-on.
Well, I thought the combat in Last Story was better than Pandora's Tower. Like that seemed like you're actually doing a little bit more. I don't know. I got frustrated quite a lot in Pandora's Tower, but then I am rubbish at games. So.
There you go. Mystery solved.
All right, so Steve's review of Pandora's Tower is in the issue on sale now, £3.99, which comes with. What, have we said what it comes with yet? It comes with the exclusive Kid Icarus Uprising AR cards. Wow.
Pumped.
Wowzers. Also in this issue, Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure, Chris.
Yeah, I like this one. I
Yeah.
genuinely like this. Yeah, because I previewed it a couple of months ago and played like the first hour or so and thought this starts amazing. I hope it stays like this, and it does all the way through. It's brilliant. It's like it's a bit like Professor Layton, in that you wander about from place to place and talk to people and find out what's going on in this big overarching story. But instead of the puzzles, it's like rhythm games, like Elite Beat Agents style and Rhythm Paradise style. So it's brilliant. It's made by the same guy. It's the same Sega guy who did Space Channel 5 and Samba de Amigo.
Right,
So this is his new pet project.
Did you mention there are references to those games?
Yeah, so like, because there's like maybe like 40 to
Is
45.
Ulala in it?
No, she's not in it, unfortunately. But there is there's a Space Channel 5 themed minigame where someone repeats something like up, down, choo, 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 and you've got to do the same. Like it's the same beats from Space Channel 5. And there's a samba bit in it where you're pressing buttons to shake maracas and stuff. So it's brilliant. It's just the production values are really high. Like the cutscenes are unbelievable, and the music's all fully orchestrated, like catchy toe tap and stuff. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's really good. It's a bit short. You'll finish it in about 8-9 hours, but then there's like a hard mode for all the mini games, so it'll take a while to finish.
The forum seems to be liking it as well. Ode Sue. But it's a good thing that the Nintendo have decided to put demos out a bit more often, because it's got a good reception according to these comments. Thought the demo was great, says Ode Sue. This game wasn't on my buying radar, but I think I may have to reconsider.
Like the idea of a buying radar.
Is that anything like a gaydar?
Certainly
Similar, but for video games.
not offensive.
I may have to reconsider if it gets some good reviews. Excellent stuff. Well, it has got good reviews, so you better get it. Epic Dom adds, I played the demo last night and I was addicted. It's like it's mixed Elite Beat Agents with Rhythm Heaven. It also has a storyline. Nintendo, this is a bit that gets me. Nintendo's been taking my money lately with the last story, Xenoblade, Kid Icarus Uprising, but I may have to shell out and pre-order this one also. You got a lot of money.
Yeah. I find that,
Maybe he's an adult.
Really?
An adult.
Still, he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, but still.
What I would say is that if you've just played the demo, the demo gives the impression that it's just mini games, but there is a proper story in there, and the story's actually really good. It's well voice acted.
But it's good to see that the demo's kind of worked there.
Yeah.
There's two people who might not ordinarily have
Yeah.
played on it.
Well,
Now
Tom
I'm
put
thinking,
the
yeah, I
story
might
up.
buy that.
Yeah, when Tom put the story up saying the demo's out, all the comments underneath it were just tons of people saying this is really good.
Yeah.
A
Do
lot
you
of people
think
saying
Because it was a decent demo as well. It wasn't just like a sort of like the Revelations demo that came out. It was just like 3 seconds. Of
Yeah,
a thing.
walking down a
Whereas
corridor.
This was actually,
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is actually a bit of gameplay and stuff, which is really good.
Do you think Farming Simulator will have the same effect?
Definitely.
I hope so.
Absolutely. I was storming at number one.
Yeah.
No problems there.
2012, sorry. Farming Simulator
2012 3D.
Yeah.
Yep.
To give it its full title.
Has that got much of a response on the site?
Yes, because I posted a picture of an advert showing a farmer who was just holding a copy of the game above his nether regions.
Really?
Which is a genuine advert.
Yeah, you missed that one. Rated R.
Good lord.
What happens when you work at these studios and make these games? Like,
Rated R.
do you know?
Sorry, it took me a little while to get that.
It was farmer.
Someone got
It was a farmer.
Yeah, it was more a farmer than a pirate.
Yeah.
It's-
Do you know that you're working on bobbins?
That's the thing. It's the
You're in the studio.
Yeah.
game's very well produced, and it's much loved by German people.
There's a lot of those simulators, isn't there? You're
That's
very
why they're
much
not
the
allowed to
expert.
have
Yeah.
any games that are over like 12A over here, though, are they? They're not allowed to have any sort of like violence or anything like that, or sex. So no wonder they're up for the farming simulator. That's the only thing they got.
Why bother with guns and violence when you can plough a field?
I tried
Over a
London.
family having
I
a
would
picnic.
quite like to do that. Are you going to say London Underground?
Yeah, I tried London
I'd like to.
Underground Simulator, and that was atrocious. But
What?
Steve liked it.
No,
Steve liked
what?
it.
London Underground Simulator is really good.
I hated it. He started. Where does he start in the circle line?
How realistic is
Well,
it?
you can
It's
choose. You can
incredibly
choose
realistic,
wherever you
but
want.
yeah, you
Hammersmith.
start on the little platform. But I stepped off the platform onto the tracks and it just properly glitched out on me. I was like, well, surely they expect someone was going to do that.
Yeah, but that's
It's the
what
first
happens in
thing
real
you
life.
do, isn't it? To
Exactly.
try and cause a crash or
Exactly.
jump on the
I
track.
That's not what it's for, is it?
I instantly just thought, I hate the tube in real life.
You renegade.
Why would I want to do exactly?
I love the
Crash
tube,
into
both in real life.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I tried
then
one
you're
at
biased,
London
Chris.
Transport.
I always suspected it.
I was
And
always
then
going to hate it. I was always going to hate it.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on.
So yeah, Rhythm Thief's good.
We got derailed there a little bit.
Oh!
Nice. Tom,
Yes.
let's talk about Dylan's,
Dylan's
Rolling Western.
Western.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't hear about this game anymore.
It's really good.
That's all you talk about now.
Hate Dylan. I hate him.
It's because I play. Admittedly, I'm not very good, but I looked on my 3DS the other day, and it said Dylan's Rolling Western 40 hours. And I went, I need to.
40?
You could play a proper game for 40
I
hours.
know. I know. It's because. Well, I'll explain it from the start. You are Dylan, an armadillo, and it's a sort of a tower defense game. But there are Scrogs who are being killed by Groks.
Yeah,
This is
I had to check that when I was proofing that page.
Yeah.
Just check that they weren't rude
Made up.
words.
That's true. What would you
Scrogs
do if
and
they were?
groks. It could easily be slang for things,
That's true.
for rude things, couldn't they?
Scruffles.
I had to put it in Urban Dictionary to check that it wasn't.
But you just added your own anyway.
Yes. I think there's a village. They're attacking. Basically, the Groks are attacking a village, and you have to, in the day, go around mining for treasure, which you can sell, and collecting scruffles, which will add to the Scrog count. And then, when the Groks come out, you have to hopefully shoot them all with your guns that you've set up in the day, or roll into them and smash.
Thing is, this is like the third time you explained this.
I know.
It's just like
And
it's like Clockwork Orange.
I think I tweeted about it where I was like, what's more mental, the actual game or you explaining it to me? You
have to get
explained to me, I was just
the
looking at you
scrogs
thinking like, what? But it also, in the game, as we pointed out, it doesn't even go into that much detail about what's going on. You had to explain it to me more than once.
Does,
and
it
then
does.
you just have to
skip the
do it.
detail.
Are we assuming that it's called Dylan after Bob Dylan, as in like a Rolling Stone?
Matt
as it was
Dylan.
about?
Oh,
Same way.
Yeah,
that was the
possibly.
assumption I made.
I thought it was because he's an armadillo.
Yeah.
Dillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also
possibly a combination
it's
of the
also
two,
like a Rolling Stone.
like they do with Pokemon.
Rolling West.
Pun on both.
Bob Dylan impression.
It's a weird game. I could see myself getting into it. I mean,
It's really good.
yeah.
I got onto
I
it.
mean, I
it's
can't-
quite addictive.
I'm not,
Doesn't appeal to me in the
Clout.
slightest.
No?
No.
Oh.
I don't like tower defense games. I don't like games
But it's
where
not
I'm
so
under
much.
that. I know, but I don't like games where I'm under a lot of pressure.
It is very stressful.
Yeah,
That's what
it.
makes it good, though.
I reckon
Yeah,
it's set in the
The
Zelda
time,
universe.
you only have a certain
I'm
amount
stating
of
that
time to do
officially
things.
now.
It's canon.
Someone has said under here, Craig Emberson. It has so many amazing similarities to Zelda and was obviously inspired by it.
Well, they made the Tingle games on DS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he then also goes on to say that art
Yeah.
style is like Spirit Tracks merged with Back to the Future 3, just because it's set in the West.
The music
What is the
does
art
sound.
style of a,
It's because it's in the Wild
real
West.
life film.
Back to the Future 3, isn't it? You might as well say it's clearly based on Unforgiven.
The music and sound does sound a lot like Spirit Tracks. Obviously,
It's even got things like when you open doors, it makes a little sort of jingle, sort of
Yeah,
like a
so there's a
secret
bit
unlocked noise.
You've got to, when you open the treasure chest, that's really
Yeah, the
Zelda.
camera pans around them like in Murder, She Wrote.
yeah. So the art style is like Spirit Tracks merged with Back to the Future 3 merged with Murder She Wrote.
But as an eShop game, it is
Yeah, £9 each.
£9 is a lot of money for
Kid Icarus is
for,
only £20 now.
for an eShop game. Is
It
it?
is, yeah. It's £22.
Where from?
Shop2.net. Seen someone tweet about it yesterday or the day
Nice.
before.
Well, okay.
Other websites are available.
They don't
Probably
do
not as cheap,
sales.
so go
They
there.
should do sales on eShop.
That's the
games.
thing about when you have a boxed product, like the price will always come down after a couple of weeks. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Well, they do it on
Give it-
Steam, don't they?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
they do sales on Steam.
Like, a couple of I device games that I've bought just because they've been knocked down
Yeah.
a few quid.
And Xbox does it, and PlayStation Network does it. I think Wii U needs to do that. I think it needs to have a proper.
eShop needs to get on top of it.
It's never going to do it.
They should knock down the price of pool blocks. That's been out for a little while. Hasn't
Yeah.
it? In fact, your feature. Segue. There's a nice feature in the magazine written by Steve Hogarty about a new era of sort of downloadable heroes.
Yeah.
Dylan and Mallow.
I
Is it
reckon-
Mallow? It is Mallow.
Mallow.
Yeah. The how to make an eShop.
That's really
feature
good.
Is
Excellent.
bloody brilliant.
Well,
What can I
yeah,
say?
that's because I did it, Gav.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Did some
amazing.
writing for once.
Nah,
I wrote some
instantly
words.
like it.
I genuinely was
Did you?
enthralled.
I'm delighted by
reading that yesterday.
What do you think about my letterbox feature, Gav?
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
that one? Yeah,
It's
I
good,
didn't think so.
it's good.
Less good. Less good.
What do you think of my Dylan's Ryan Western review?
Well, I couldn't read it because
I'll tell you
I
someone-
refused to listen or read anything
I
about
don't
this
like the fact
game
that we're all
ever.
desperate for Gav's approval. That's not okay.
I tell you someone who didn't.
It's a bad state of affairs to be in, really. Isn't
What
it?
have we become?
I tell you someone who didn't like it, and this was Father of the New, who wrote this.
the new.
Wrote this Father of the New, who wrote this incredible comment.
Oh, yeah, this is
this is a
I'd
good
like Tom to respond to this. I'm sorry,
Don't apologise.
but how does a game which seems shallow and repetitive earn 87%? Parts of the review were even spent justifying the game's flaws with the "you could do worse" argument. This website is truly pathetic with its favouritism and pandering. I'm leaving. You guys can keep it.
What can I keep?
My sentiment
You
exactly.
can keep it,
That
Tom.
is, I mean,
You
Take
can
it to
keep
the
your milk.
take it to the bank.
You can keep your website, Tom.
Okay.
You weren't giving it away, as far as I'm
That's
aware.
that's
Do you want
I
a
should have
hug,
read that.
Tom?
now.
Father of the
you look
New.
like you need a hug, mate, after that.
Admittedly, the could do worse argument might be a bit flippant. I only had 200 words.
If I was the new, I would be thoroughly embarrassed that my
Yeah.
father was going on online and
Son of the
That
New.
is.
yeah,
If you were,
son of
But also, I mean,
the new.
to pick apart his thing, jump to my buddy's side here.
I think there's,
It
there's
says-
one key word in his.
I'm sorry, but how does a
first
game
sentence.
which seems
Yeah, that's the key.
shallow and
Yeah, it
repetitive?
seems as a-
Seems so.
He hasn't
so
even
have you played it
it
then?
No.
Good.
Shut up, Father.
Get out. We don't want you on our
you can
website.
keep it.
Take you and all of your friends with you.
No, don't. Come back.
Definitely don't do that.
Come back.
Stay and bring all your friends.
But Lord Girahim64 does love it, though. I love this game. I hate Tower Defense game, but this is my favourite eShop game ever. Dylan is the coolest character on a downloadable game I've ever seen, and I thought that he sounded like Link's voice actor.
Yeah. Does he?
That's a rumour that's going around, and I'm not sure how true it is.
Did you start it?
I perpetuated it in my Dylan feature.
Have you really?
No, I mentioned that he's rumoured to be the same voice actor.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realms of possibility because I said
Yeah,
they have
they
worked
did,
on
yeah.
some Zelda games,
Okay.
and he just does some grunts every now and then. Yeah, a little bit like you. But who knows?
Yeah,
Interesting stuff.
but yeah, certainly
Do you think the Zelda voice actor's the same all the way through?
the same guy.
Yeah.
No, it's
Like
a couple
Charles.
it's a couple of different people. I did a bit of research into it while
Okay.
I was trying to find out if it was true or not.
And then
Don't they just
got
use the
bored, so you
same?
just made it up.
Don't they just use?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Do they not just use the same clips that they've been using since Ocarina?
No, because
Or the,
Skyward Sword's got new ones. and-
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Probably remastered.
Yeah.
That voice actor must be really frustrated.
Yeah.
He's
So I
got
can say
this
words if you
amazing
want,
job
yeah.
of being the
Yeah.
voice of Link, and all he does is like, and it just makes grunting and.
Yeah.
Well,
Sort of-
depends how much he gets paid.
I read
If,
that.
if all you had to do is go into a studio and go, and then go home again.
Well, you don't realise
True.
what actually happens. Is
and
he
get
goes
paid
in
well,
the
you'd
room
Be happy.
and Miyamoto and Aonuma just kick his face in for like half an hour, and that is the
Well, it's like
result.
method.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
method acting.
method
He's
acting.
basically getting a kick and going, ah.
Charles Martinet really wanted to do the voice of Link.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet he did.
Could you imagine that?
You could probably just get him to
So I
do it
meant to
anyway.
make the
The money.
The buns.
money,
The buns.
sign. Obviously, that doesn't come across in audio form.
But in fairness, though, like I remember seeing an interview with Nolan North before, and he said he was in a shop just chatting because obviously his voice is just the guy from Uncharted. What's his name? Why can't I remember?
Nolan North.
Nathan
Drake, yeah. God. But he said he got recognised in a shop where someone just heard him go, "Do I know you?" Like that's not going to happen with the Link guy, is it?
Yeah.
Unless he's like on
Unless
some
he's
kind of
lifting
assault
a
course.
boulder.
Someone stands on his foot.
Wait a minute.
What would it be like if Martinet did the voice?
It'd be wrong.
It would just
What a
been,
horrible universe that would be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but he
Poor
shouldn't be walking about giving it gums.
He's got the big one, didn't he? You got Mario.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
Be happy
Rest
with
on
that.
it,
And
rest on it.
Luigi. And Toad and...
He always does that when you interview him.
Yeah.
He does the full like round.
Canon,
When you
yeah.
say, "Oh, you do the voice of Mario," he goes, "Oh, Mario and Luigi, I want Luigi, Mario, baby Mario." Right, okay.
first time he did it,
Just
I laughed.
He's an incredible man, isn't he?
He is. He's a really nice guy, but like,
I love him.
Do you remember at
Take a
E3
break,
when we
sounds awesome.
we've probably mentioned this and we have mentioned
Still
this in
good,
the
though.
podcast before, where we saw him on the show floor on the last day of E3, and Gavin and I went up to him and went, "Oh, hi Giles, can you do a bit for Nintendo TV?" And his voice was really, really sore. He was like, "Oh, I really can't."
He was like sitting
but
under...
he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a nice man.
When we saw him as well, he was sitting down on a step underneath some stairs, so it looked like he was just hiding. Because obviously people come out to him all day and go, "Oh, record this, record this, do
it."
Yeah. And then we went up to
He
him.
just looked sort of withered and
Yeah.
tired and alone.
he doesn't
But
do
sounds a bit like Krusty the Clown.
he doesn't do himself any favors
He
though,
had a
because
bottle
he'll-
of Jack Daniels next to him, just going, "Oh,
doesn't-
God."
Yeah, he probably
yeah,
goes
he
for it,
doesn't
yeah.
do himself any favors because he often does it without being prompted. Like he'll just turn up and go, "How's it going?" Woohoo!
I'm not surprised he's got a sore throat because he really goes for it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
full on.
He was the first ever
voice
person
action.
that I filmed for Nintendo TV.
Oh, yeah.
Have that?
You filmed him once for a video for the site, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
that's
probably
right.
rubbish
You
it,
can
right?
hear you
I'll
laughing.
focus.
Yeah, you can hear
Shaky.
Tom
me
laughing in the
laughing.
background because when he starts to do Mario, he goes, "Yeah, Mario, man," and you hear Tom going, "Eh."
I filmed him once without his knowledge.
When's that? Cookies?
It's been and gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Off the hook.
He got off scot-free. On that bombshell, we'll move on to Inazuma 11-2, Christopher.
Yes, Neil.
Let's skip through
Inazuma-
this one because I don't really care about it.
Oh,
I don't think many people do, but it's basically it
It's
is
sad that no one does.
We've only just
It's
got
a good game.
We were talking about the first
it
one.
is sad that no one, but it is
Good
the
games.
first one basically. If you finished it, if you imagine if you finished the first game and a thing just came up at the end and said 2 weeks later, and then the game just kept going on, that's basically it. There's nothing new. There's
Really?
the only difference
That's
is like
disappointing.
yeah, you kind of for some reason you have to like go and recruit all the players again. The only difference is instead of you going around just the general area collecting players, you're now going around the whole of Japan getting players because you've got to play some aliens football. And that's about it.
To the uninitiated, would you recommend the first or the second?
Yeah, definitely the first because it assumes that you've already played through the first because
Does it?
it's
Okay.
literally 2 weeks later and everyone knows everyone else and you're expected to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, go for that. But yeah, I was laughing because Tale of the Toaster
Best comment.
shared his concerns. He says, "I'm interested in this, but I have a few problems. I don't have much money. Definitely want Rhythm Thief. Can maybe get Kid Icarus or Circle Pad Pro. So that's one problem. Morrison's might sell this for £30. Apparently that's a problem. Morrison's might not sell this at all. We've still got 3 of the original left. So this guy's got a beef with Morrison's.
In that one particular Morrison
that one
that
was-
he works in.
Try Sainsbury's.
Or goes to.
Yeah,
Do we have an official line on the Circle Pad Pro? Because right now I'm thinking it's not worth it.
What?
Why would you buy one?
Yeah.
Can't see the point.
There's no games that really. I mean, I think Revelations.
Hunter.
It's designed for Monster
designed for
Hunter, isn't
Monster
it?
Hunter.
So
Does it work better? Does Metal Gear suit it?
It's just not. Yeah, it's
Him
better
have all
with it. but
agreed
it's-
that Metal Gear is a pile of bum anyway.
That's, yeah,
This is
that's
sad,
also true.
I quite like it.
I don't like it.
So that's one of his problems sorted. Just don't bother with that.
I think
Well, you
people
should
just
get- you
like
should get Rhythm
collecting that sort of stuff, though. Don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
It's a particular thing about Nintendo fans that they like
Stuff.
collectibles.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, Inazuma 11-2 is the sort of game that is going to drop in price quite rapidly.
Yeah, you
can
can probably get it for
Whether
£8 in
Morrison's,
a couple of months.
yeah,
so.
whether Morrison's shift it or
I'll sell
not.
mine.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
'Cause you sold it.
Kyle with a face adds with the obviously you can't see this, but there's some amazing spelling and grammar in this. Absolutely love it. It is one of the best games on DS. It's just a shame it's also one of the last games it has.
It is
So
true,
that's
though.
thrilling insight there.
Fair
from,
point.
Pokemon Black and
Kyle.
White 2.
Ah,
There you go. That's a biggie,
One
isn't
of the
it?
last games. Yeah.
What big one?
That is the big one.
I don't think anyone's interested in Pokemon. I've decided.
What?
He says wearing a Pikachu t-shirt.
Yeah.
Listen. Keeping it old school. Pikachu's long forgotten.
Indeed.
I'm all over the next game though. You can talk about
Yeah? Oh, thanks, Gav.
that. No worries.
It's Kingdom Hearts. Dream Drop Distance 3D.
It's not a real title. So Dream Drop Distance 3D is.
Yeah, even though the 3D means Dream Drop
exactly.
Distance.
Yeah.
Isn't it Kingdom Hearts 3D?
Is it?
Dream Drop
Either
Distance.
way.
Yeah,
It's-
Kingdom Hearts 3D : Dream Drop Distance.
Colon.
There's a colon in
Tell
there.
me more.
Come in.
Either way, it's a pathetic title for a game. For
Strong words, Chris.
it's like just pick a name. All these Kingdom Hearts 358/2. These.
Oh, that's the low point.
Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3, 4. Job done. Scum, subhuman scum. But the game itself is looking very good.
You met them
Yeah.
the other day, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, but they didn't develop it. The PRs for Square Enix Europe are lovely people. But yeah, whoever named the games are scum.
Confirmed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I'm really looking forward to this
sure he's a
game.
nice
It looks
guy.
like something I can get my teeth into.
Yeah, I've played the first hour or so of it and a bit
Yeah.
of the Three Musketeers level.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really, really impressive so far. from
You
what
said
I've seen.
3D is really good. Isn't it?
Yeah, 3D is fantastic. The opening intro is one of the few intros I've seen that I would probably watch again.
Cool.
It's brilliant, and it's designed for obviously Kingdom Hearts like devotees, but it's also it's clever kind of memories system, a memoir system it was called, where when you get to certain points in the story, it'll flash up that you've unlocked some memoir and say, do you want to see it or not? And if you choose yes, it'll show you like a brand new like 3D cutscene showing what's happened already in the story for people that kind of haven't played the PlayStation games. So it's brilliant. It's really it looks incredible, and they've changed the battle system and everything to make it more kind of free flowing and less rigid. So you can jump
No,
off the
it looks really
walls
good.
and everything. Now it's fantastic.
I follow our blogger Colette Barr on Twitter, and she basically posts up about 50 links a day to anything Kingdom Hearts related. So
Yeah.
I actually do want to play this. I
Yeah,
played the
it's
last one on DS, but then got stuck. So
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
yeah, I thought the last one was okay. The DS ones are all right, but they're not quite up there. But I think this one they could easily have just called it Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah,
Because I've
but-
never played Kingdom Hearts before. And you mentioned in your preview that they've got something in there for people who don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's the memory type thing.
Oh, that's that
That's
thing,
that.
okay.
But,
the
but
thing
yeah,
that he just said.
but yeah,
I
it's
was-
good. It's like
I was looking at an interesting shape.
it was quite a good shape.
It was
to
in
be
my
fair.
face.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, they might as well have just called it Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm assuming
Yeah.
they just didn't because it would annoy Sony fans. But it's not just close to it. It is a brand new Kingdom Hearts sequel.
I like Red Bear Lux. His comment is sort of all over the place. I don't think they should just stick to cartoon worlds, but I also don't think the Tron characters look right for Kingdom Hearts at all. They should have made the characters more cartoony. Not quite as far as Sora and Riku, but more so than what they have done. Final Fantasy characters pull it off because of their anime features.
I liked the Jeff Bridges talking
Yes,
to
I
a
like
cartoon character.
That's a personal bugbear.
Yeah.
I don't like
Jeff
live
Bridges.
action. I just don't like live action Disney films in
Really?
cartoon.
Yeah, it
like,
seems a bit
I
strange,
didn't like
doesn't it?
Pirates of the Caribbean being in Disney Universe. And I don't like Tron being in Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts.
wow.
They're two different things.
Tron
aren't
does
That
look
one
like a
with
cartoon.
the princess in New York.
Pretty Woman.
they? Made in Manhattan.
What?
don't know what that is.
Enchanted.
Enchanted. Is that in
Not
there?
that I know about. No, that's
That should be in there.
Should be.
She goes into. She comes from a cartoon.
There's better films that haven't been put in Kingdom Hearts yet.
The Lion King.
That has ever been done?
Is that in
That's
there? I
in
don't think
there,
it is.
isn't it?
I don't know if it's in
Anyway,
there. I thought it had been done.
Cars.
I don't
Cars
know.
2. There you go.
Cars 2. That, yeah.
Is anyone in it from The Emperor's New Groove?
Unfortunately not. But
love that.
Hunchback's catered
Well,
for.
Disney have Toy Story now, don't they? They have Pixar.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
some reason
is that-
Pixar aren't.
Yeah, it's probably a
Is that
different
a
thing,
separate
though, isn't
thing?
it? Yeah, I think so. With the games,
I'd
yeah.
love to see that. All the Pixar.
I think what are the ones confirmed is
Messing
Tron,
around.
Three Musketeers, but the Mickey and Donald version, not that
I like
rubbish
that.
that was out last year. Hunchback of Notre Dame, as I
Yeah.
believe they say. in
Notre
America.
Dame.
Does anyone care about that?
I didn't like Hunchback, but I think I was a bit too old for it by then.
What about Mighty Ducks?
Afraid not.
See you later.
They should have had Princess and the Frog in there. It's a genuinely good film.
Yeah, that's quite good, actually.
Yeah, have it.
They've been working on it for a while as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
that was announced back when 3DS was announced.
Yeah,
I
so you think
the
Disney
Kingdom
would have
Hearts
said,
title.
here's some Princess and the Frog stuff.
That'd be a good feature we should do. Like the very first thing that was announced for 3DS when you first saw it at E3. How many of those games still haven't come out?
But the very first game they showed was Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It only
Luigi's
just came
Mansion
out
2.
last week.
Assassin's Creed.
I know Luigi's Mansion 2 was last year.
Yeah, that was later.
Assassin's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
I've got the list.
Canned, that,
76 games.
76
Yeah.
games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
DJ Hero
Yeah.
canned.
DJ Hero.
How many of those actually ended up getting canned? and
How many of
those
them did you
actually-
want?
There was like
DJ
4
Hero.
Shin Megami Tensei games that I seem to remember vividly, just thinking, they're never going to come out.
One after each other. You go,
Come on.
You got people going, yay!
Really? Shit.
That's what
They
E3 is
Yeah,
going to
didn't.
be.
They didn't list. They didn't announce them all in one, just in a big list.
Yeah.
Although I liked, do you remember this is before Saints Row the Third came out and people realised that was awesome when they were showing all the list of all the properties come out and they said Saints Row and they were saying like Metal Gear Solid and I was going "Rah!" and then something else and then Saints Row and you could hear people laughing just going shut up and then Saints Row the Third came out and it was awesome.
Yeah, that happened this year where it was, so they showed like Batman. They showed the Batman logo, the Bioshock Infinite logo, which is really misleading because any time anyone spoke to Ken Levine after that, he was just like, "You making anything with you?" It's like, "No." And then they were like, "Oh, and a new thing," and it was Lego City Stories, and everyone was like,
Do you remember doing the podcast before that? And with,
Yeah.
the speculation was like, we're definitely going to see GTA 5 at this year's E3. And like the night before, we were going, "Oh, imagine if it was on Wii U."
GTA, man.
And, then,
GTA.
and then Reggie was like, "It's an open world. It's set in a city." We're like, "Oh my god!" And then it's Lego City Stories.
I would
Lego
not,
City Story.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rockstar weren't involved in that in some capacity though, because it looks identical and it's called Lego City Stories, as in
some
Vice
of
City
the
Stories.
people still at TT, formerly DMA Design.
Yeah,
stuff.
possibly.
"Yeah."
Did I read that somewhere?
I spoke to the guy.
Yeah,
He said
that's-
it looks awesome. So, but it does work.
He would.
Raising the bar."
Yeah.
You're from the ground up.
British,
It's going to blow you
from
away.
the north.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
starting to
Raising
hate
the bar.
Lego though. I've had enough Lego.
Built from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's Scouse.
Yeah, it's still northern.
I'd like to get some real Lego.
Oh yeah, no, real Lego, awesome. But
Lego games?
not
Lego
so keen.
games, like
Another one coming soon.
See, I'm
Lego
the-
Batman 2.
You see, that's why I'm
they're
excited
just
about.
normal games, but everything's Lego.
That's why I'm
Whatever.
excited about Lego City Stories because it looks different for once.
Mm.
That's why I like Lego Rock Band because it was Lego, but it wasn't a Lego game. I'm sick of them now.
Lego. This is a rock band game now.
Yeah, but I like Rock
Give
Band.
everyone
Lego.
plastic faces and just call it a Lego game.
Yeah, but I had Spinal Tap in it. That sold me. I hate Lego games now.
No, the Star Wars games are
I've reviewed
awesome.
every single
The
one.
Star Wars games are still really, really good.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you've had to play through and review 3 Star
it's
Wars
true.
ones, 2 Indiana Jones ones,
I
a
like the
Batman
Indiana Jones
one,
one.
Yeah.
the Harry
We'll,
Potter ones.
we'll get a freelance to do the next one. Genuine hostility towards the Lego
It
games
just makes
there.
me ill.
Some other games in this month's issue. Gabrielle's Ghostly Groove 3D. Quickly, Chris.
Yeah, it does the job.
Does the job. What sort of game
It's
is
a
it?
rhythm action thing with a wee dancing ghost. It starts
Okay.
off with her sneezing to death.
Ghostly Groove, I see.
Yeah. It's good.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's
Is
not-
there a demo out for that? Did I see
there's
that?
there's a WiiWare version.
Ah,
I think
See
that's
what I
it.
wrote about.
But
right.
yeah, it's alright. It's nothing special.
Similarly, Mega Man X and Strider.
Strider.
I don't think Strider made it into the mag, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
I think I was off for
Yeah,
that
it
bit.
did. I don't.
Yeah,
know.
Strider
Oh, good,
does.
good.
You
There
did.
it
What did you think of Strider?
I thought it was
It's amazing. You've never played it before.
but very funny.
Mm.
Um,
It's one of those games that people go, "Oh, Strider, I love it," and then if you play it now, I bet it's
It's
bobbing.
still awesome. I
Still
paid
is.
for it.
What did you give it?
I gave it
Total-
70
okay.
because it was really.
Money's for it.
I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even though it's pretty rubbish. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think if you'd got someone who had played it before when they were kids to review, if you got Chris to review it, that score would have gone up by 10% because it's an.
There's
awesome,
a lot of
awesome
nostalgia
game.
towards that.
I think, but when I was talking to you, you were like, "It's really unrealistic." Yeah, it's set in space, mate.
I didn't say I never said it was unrealistic.
You said unrealistic.
You're saying
I've
you're
never
expressing
said
your
that.
outrage at the fact you get to the end of the first level. There's all these monks sitting in a room and then they turn into a big
I didn't
snake.
express
So
my...
we think,
That was a good bit.
A month in, it was like, that never happened.
I said that was a
I'm
good
off to
bit.
play Dylan's Rolling Western and some far more realistic chops.
I said that was a good bit, and the Russian politicians turn into a centipede. I enjoyed that.
That is good.
That was a good
did
bit.
How can you
happen.
not enjoy that?
But the bit in Siberia where you fight the big
Oh, when I said
robot
it was
monkey.
that was because the way he walks. When he walks up hills,
Yeah, that
he
was
doesn't
good.
actually. He
It just tilts
body
back.
tilts back.
Yeah.
His body position doesn't really walk.
I
as
think
he
once we
does.
start getting into questioning realism in the game, well, where
Not
politicians
question
turn
realism,
into
I'm just saying.
robot
Aren't
caterpillars.
aren't all politicians snakes though, Gav?
Yeah.
Oh, satire, private eye.
Zing. And on that second bombshell of the podcast, it's Nintendo TV time.
Yeah.
Nintendo TV time
Brilliant.
with Gav Murphy.
Hello.
Gav Murphy on the TV. Nintendo TV.
That's the jingle I get. Yes, so Nintendo TV, right? It's good.
Yeah!
Everyone likes it. Woo! We've had some numbers which are obviously confidential, but I can
12.
reveal
Bigger
that
than 4.
it's astronomical was one of the things in the email that I got. But yeah, if you haven't checked out episode 4, you really should, because it's a 3D rundown of everything that went down at the Pokemon VGC.
Not
UK
everything.
Not
National
everything,
Shows.
I hope, yeah.
Not everything.
We want to see that in 3D.
Well, I would love to see that in 3D.
We've done these jokes already, haven't we?
But yeah, no, so if you want to see that, you can see our blogger Marty Bennett experience the highs and crippling lows of going through and where she got to. It looks it's awesome. Like if you were at the VGCs, there's a good chance you're probably in the video, so definitely go watch it.
In 3D as well.
In 3D. Have you ever seen stuff in 3D?
Me personally,
Yeah.
no.
I can see
the
Steve in
mirror.
3D right now.
Someone who can see themselves in 3D is Mr. Christopher Scullion, because he does appear, albeit briefly,
Yeah, it's the most
in
pathetic
this,
cameo you'll ever see.
in this
Yeah.
month's episode. Yeah, where I go through the Metal Gear camo stuff.
Oh, right.
I did some face camo using Chris's face.
I don't even know. I just got a tweet saying I see her in Nintendo TV and I get really excited. And I went and watched it and saw that I'm in it for like 7 seconds and I'm put on Solid Snake's backside.
It's loads less
Wow.
than 7 seconds.
That'd be generous. Hyping
But
myself
yeah,
up.
so all that going on in episode 4, plus a competition to win a 3DS. If you've already got one, awesome. If you haven't, you
What's
can't
wrong
win
with
one. And Kid Icarus Uprising.
And Kid Icarus
And Kid Icarus
Uprising.
Uprising. Also,
Game of the moment.
yeah, if you're into One Direction, they're talking.
Am I?
Yes.
Are you?
Are you? No.
Fun direction, I think you'll find.
They're in there as well, talking about some stuff. And one of them mentions Killer Instinct. It's
Really?
the only reason they made it into the episode.
At gunpoint.
Yeah. I think Zane. It's Zane.
Yeah? Oh, he's always been the best one. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly
favourite.
is a zany
But yeah,
answer.
coming up in episode 5, which is not coming out for a while.
It's all top secret, isn't it, Gav?
But no. We've got one of the coolest things we've done, which we attended the BAFTAs, where Nintendo walked away with no awards.
really?
But
I wasn't
They were
here for
robbed.
robbed,
Now,
I tells you.
I went on a big rant about that. Luckily, I didn't get pulled up on it. Because did you see it won Best Handheld Game?
that. What?
Peggle HD.
Peggle
Are
HD.
you joking?
And Peggle came out 4 years ago.
Yeah.
HT.
That's not on.
Yeah, but it's just the same game on iPad. It's like, shut up, BAFTA.
So what did you
Who
say?
voted?
It should have been Super Mario 3D Land, so I just went on a big rant saying that.
You
No,
just, it wasn't me. I did the Game of the Year thing.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, so what we did at the event was talk to a bunch of celebrities and gave them a Nintendo quiz.
Which hot celebrities did you get?
The Saturdays.
Lukewarm.
She's pretty hot.
No, no, they are hot.
Alex Zane.
Alex Zane.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That one.
Jonathan Ross.
Really?
Don't know him.
He's actually famous.
Yeah, there was an awesome moment, which is like Portal 2 won best game, best game, and Jonathan Ross presented it. So there's an awesome moment with me, the camera person, a girl we had as presenter, and she was like, "Well, what should I ask him?" I said, "Well, ask him first of all. We want to ask him all the Nintendo questions, but obviously you've got to sort of tickle him a little bit and ask them about, how's it, what do you think of Portal 2? So she said to him, to Jonathan, she was like, what if he hasn't played it? He's definitely played it. So you got a guy who made Portal 2 standing there with his little BAFTAs, and then you got Jonathan Ross down there saying, what do you think of Portal 2? well, I haven't played it yet, and the Portal 2 guy's just like, wah, 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 wah. You can just see him sink. Like, basically, Jonathan Ross picked up his BAFTA and flushed it down the toilet in front of him.
Jonathan Ross seemed a bit tired and confused when he was giving his award out.
Tired,
Are you
confused.
trying to say drunk?
I would never, ever say that about Jonathan Ross.
Jonathan Ross is a bastion of the British entertainment.
If you wa-
industry.
What are you going to say?
No.
if
How dare you?
you watch the live,
Complete bastion.
if you watch the live feed, you would have seen Mr. Hogarty's face crop up quite a lot.
Yeah, they kept cutting to me
Kept
for like
cutting to you.
reaction shots.
Yeah.
Really?
And I think
What sort of faces did you do?
I think with Peggle HD one, I mouthed some rude words which were broadcast.
Down the camera, just grab the camera and threw it away. What the?
Is that still online somewhere? I want to see.
Probably
You in a
because
suit going.
Effing and jeffing. Outrageous.
But yeah, so check
Mouthing
that out.
obscenities.
Episode 5 coming at the end of April.
Who's Alex Zane? Is that the one that's on RootTube?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I fast forwarded a bit.
He knew his gaming stuff.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was in a recent edition of Edge magazine, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah. I think he does actually
Yeah, he does.
play games.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
So Dara O'Brien, who was hosting it, also knows his stuff
Yeah, he
about
does.
video games.
He certainly does. It's great.
It was a fun evening, and you can see it all in 3D.
It was a fun evening until the end where, you know,
Champagne bar.
it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Probably. Judging by previous BAFTAs, it probably
Right.
did.
Embarrassed myself and my mum.
That was quite good. I only did 2 things that if I said them now would get me fired. Which is good going for me.
So make sure you check out episode 4, which is still available now.
Heavily edited.
And
By
episode
the sound
5.
of it. Good stuff. Check
So-
out on your 3DS.
Go do it now.
Do it! And in the meantime, it's reader questions.
This is an altogether unique and exciting situation, and it has piqued my intellectual curiosity. There we go. Frankly, I'm ashamed.
So it's really questions time. We've just heard one of the answers from Gav, which is fairly extraordinary, and it's going to be edited out. So first question
ask.
is Sean Corrigan. Comes from Sean Corrigan, who simply asks, who would win in a fight, Gav or Steve?
Well, I would be
Guys?
inclined to say myself, but the man, he is Irish, so...
Yeah, I was going to use the same argument here. The Welshman's going to win, right?
Dunno.
Also, you look like
Let's
you've
have
got,
fun.
you've got a
we
vicious streak.
could just try this out now.
Yeah,
I'm up for it.
after
Yeah.
podcasters, so
Okay.
duke it out.
We'll go to the car park, wheel of death,
Yeah.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
No, it's got
I'll
to
let
be,
you know what happens.
Shirts and trousers off. Yeah.
it's got to be Hell in a Cell.
I'll write a news story. Find out on the
Yeah, you will
website.
be writing a new story. You'll be writing Steve's obituary.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I think it's quite clear that being Scottish, I would win all fights by default, even though I'm not an alcoholic Scot.
That just
hit
means
some-
all your whiskey bottles are full.
It's
So
glass.
heavy.
The thing is, it'd be glass because you can't get glass bottles of Iron Brew in England. You can get them in Scotland.
You can get
That's the
cans of
lethal
Iron Brew.
weapon.
That's a
though.
mistake, surely.
Thing,
Yeah.
a plastic
Yeah, it's a
bottle of
mistake.
full iron brew, though, if you hit someone on the head with that, it would hurt.
Yeah, but it's
a
not
can
as,
would-
not as bad as
can?
a glass
Imagine that.
a glass bottle.
Oh yeah, you could form a rudimentary
It'll still
shiv
hurt, though.
A
from a can.
plastic bottle would talk about a glass, a rammy, which is slang for
A rammy.
yeah. Let's not discuss that too much though, because I'm not entirely sure it's not rude. But, yeah.
Like rocks.
So we'll let you know the answer to that question next month.
Steve's
Wallace
dead.
Bruce. Wallace Bruce asks, did you find any problems with Uprising's controls now that you've all got a chance to play it for a while? Do you find you have to use the stand?
Well, I started playing it without the stand, and I thought, that feels a bit strange, but I have recently dislocated my finger. So I played it with I always played it with the stand. But I found myself at a loose end at an airport recently and played it for 3 hours straight without the stand. And
Against Nintendo's very prudent health advice.
yes.
Why not take a break?
When I was
Why not
reviewing
take
it,
a break?
when I was reviewing it, I had to play it basically for 6 hours straight, and I didn't have a stand. They didn't have any stands to let me
stand.
use, so I was reviewing it without a stand. I had a terrible pain in my neck, not in my wrist or anything, but
Yeah,
mostly because I was
because you were
propping it
down
up
there.
onto my lap, so
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's-
using like a desk or anything. But
That's nothing to do with the game.
no, that would have happened with any game.
Stupidity.
What is the recommended playing style?
I
Would you
reckon
recommend the stand?
sit at the stand is awesome. I really thought it wouldn't make a difference, but it really,
Does a little bit,
it's got just enough grip that it makes it really easy to play.
I like it.
But I think you should play it at a desk anyway, and just lean your arms on a table.
I play. Yeah, I can't. That's the only thing. Usually, if I'm playing on my 3DS, I'm lying down on my couch or sitting. But I found myself sitting at my dinner table playing Kid Icarus. It's really weird.
If you plan on playing more than a couple of chapters, get comfortable.
Yeah, but I know when we last talked about Kid Icarus, I hadn't played it that much, but it genuinely is my favourite game on 3DS.
I can't play 3DS lying down with the 3D on.
Really?
Because the 3D kind of goes off sync a wee bit.
I haven't played a 3DS game in 3D for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's just
The 3D
not
in Kid
interested.
Icarus, though, is one of the few games where I insist on leaving it on.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
it's worth it.
Good answer for once. Martin Flynn asks, "What is each O&M team member's favourite hat from Street Pass Quest?"
Beehive.
Beehive,
that's a
Tom
good one.
getting
That's
quick
good.
with the
the
beehive.
peach and or daisy hair
Yes.
is pretty good.
I like the
Beehive looks
like
good on my guy.
Yeah, the beehive looks better on me. It matches my
That's
colouring.
true.
Yeah,
does,
there's no
doesn't it?
black Beehive.
Yeah, you think there'd be a wine
Gutted.
house in there.
I've got a is it blooper? The
that's
squid?
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just sitting
I've
on my
seen
head.
that before.
that's good.
That's pretty good.
I really like the just because of how ridiculous it is. The green pipe hat,
Green pipe.
the water pipe hat. It's
The
just a-
3DS one's pretty amazing as well.
Oh yeah, that's really
Yeah,
good. that
Which
is,
just
yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
sits on your neck.
It's really high
Very
res
odd.
as well. It's like the most high res thing in Street Pass Quest. Like,
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
I think I unlocked. You know, they're pretty random when you unlock them. I unlocked them in the wrong order, I think. Because my favourite probably is the Epona one because it's just ridiculous. Because it's just a big horse on your head.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one I unlocked. I don't want to go back to it now because
Yeah.
it feels old, even though it isn't.
Yeah.
So
The Shy Guy
I like-
mask is pretty rubbish because it doesn't really
'cause you can't
fit.
see your face.
It doesn't really
Yeah.
fit on your head properly. So I've just got Shy Guy beard.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
The flowers. We all agree the flowers are
Oh,
by
rubbish.
far the worst ones.
Yeah.
And the ears, like the
I've
cat
got
ears.
I got a sunflower on my head.
I have a hot dog that just
Yeah.
sits on my fringe.
Yeah, the food ones are rubbish. So, 'cause
No, the burger's great.
no, they're
Oh,
just,
the American football helmet is a good one.
yeah,
as well.
I like
had
that.
one
That's
for
one I've
ages,
got just
yeah.
now. Yeah,
The pizza one is disgusting.
the
Wasted.
Triforce one's the worst.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's just a Triforce on your head. I like the
I like
Fox
the
one.
ones which aren't hats.
If there was a
It's
slippy,
just a thing
just
on
things
your head.
on your head.
Oh, yeah, the
fox.
I like that there's
yeah,
a
the R wing is.
yeah, I like there's a Fox
That's
McCloud
good.
one, but it's a shame there's not a slippy one because it looks like you've scalped them and you're wearing their scalp. It's
Yeah.
just the top of their head, and if that was a slippy
Wearing
one,
it as
that'd
a
be
macabre
oh yeah.
trophy. Grim. And the
So we've just given away all the hats in Street Pass.
Yeah, collect them all.
Anyway.
There's
People
loads,
know.
there's loads more than those.
Yeah, there's at least three more.
If anyone thinks that's a spoiler, shut up.
Get a life.
Get a Life, brilliant.
Harsh
One of
one.
the friendliest podcasts we've ever done, isn't it?
Someone said in the comments on the last podcast made me really think about myself, which was I don't like Gav's attitude,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
forgot
many
about it
people
till
do,
just
yeah.
now. So
really? I thought it was earlier.
Well,
that you
you've
were-
surpassed yourself this month, Gav. Well done. Sam Fenn asks the final and best question, which I don't think we're going to answer. Is it normal to fancy a video game character? And if so, who do you want a piece of? Amazing question.
damn son.
Quite clearly, the answer is that fat lad from Pool Blocks.
Dylan.
Oh
Every time.
yeah.
For the Papa Blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa
Sugar
Blocks.
Daddy.
Listen,
He got all the blocks.
a man like that, a man like Papa Blocks, you got to romance first.
So picky.
He's been around the blocks a few times.
Oh. That's what he's doing.
Would mind taking a role with Dylan?
Oh,
An armadillo.
yeah, I didn't know you were that way, Gav.
Well, I am.
It's all about the bombshells this month, isn't it?
Certainly
It's, several bombshells dropped. If you have topics you want us to discuss or more bombshells to be dropped, email us at onm@futurenet.com, the subject heading podcast question. And now it's time for the competition. So last month's prizes were a signed Last Story poster and Gabrielle's Ghostly Groove 3D. We asked, if you are on your deathbed, What's the last story you'd tell? Chris, you have the answers.
I do, Neil. I do. Got quite a lot in, but I've narrowed down some of them. Jordan Bird, a regular contributor,
Friend of the podcast.
indeed, tried to be sneaky and say, on my deathbed, I would tell the heroic tale of how many moons ago I entered the Fishing and Internal Magazine podcast to tell him a tale I would tell on my deathbed. A last story, if you will, and I won. The end.
It's a good story.
It's like
Good
Inception.
story, but it is. I need to go deeper to get.
Meta.
Yeah, someone anonymous just sent, "I never caught them all," which I think is a good one.
That's nice.
But,
And that's anonymous.
anonymous, yeah.
That
I mean,
is
they
a
can
good-
win it.
That
but
is a
we'll-
good deathbed
Yeah,
revelation.
I mean, they could win it, but we need to chase them up for addresses and such. Connor Bennett has, I guess for me, it's game over. Bury me in Kakariko graveyards.
Nice.
Which, if you're on, you know, that's fair enough.
With my hook shot.
Oh yeah,
That's where you get the hook
absolutely. Finn Roberts say that when he was on his bed, he would say, "I have a mansion, a beautiful wife, an amazing career, 4 brilliant children. But with all this, I must say, my greatest achievement was discovering the Grumble volcano shortcut." That's quite good.
Excellent.
And then the last one,
That guy's got a mansion.
yeah, absolutely. But
4 children as well.
yeah, he's done alright for himself. I quite like it. I don't know whether it's the best or not, but I think it's just bizarre. Jimmy Elliott, brother of Billy, says, "I'm lying in a hospital bed surrounded with a few of my family members who actually care, hooked up to IVs and a respirator. I've lived a long but uneventful life. Hey Reggie, I croak, pausing to take in my last shallow breath. Where's the cats?" It says,
Reggie, where the cats
it says, medical personnel announced the time of death and my family are confused.
I like that one.
I think he wins, doesn't he?
I think so. Just
Awesome.
the detail there.
Hey, Reggie, where the cats
Beautiful.
Where the cats?
Just pandering to things that we've said before.
Exactly.
That's how to win the podcast.
It does
prize.
make it funnier if you're saying it while dying. I think that adds an extra
Your final breath, you asked, where are the cats? Good stuff.
And Reggie shows up and says, "They were in your heart all along."
And then they do an autopsy and they actually find the cat
Yeah,
remains
that was the
in
cause of
his
death.
heart.
Cause of death,
death.
feline in heart.
Eating cat.
So you get who was that person?
That
Amazing
was
man,
Jimmy
or
Elliott.
woman? Jimmy Elliott.
Brother of the world famous ballet dancer.
I suppose no one said the Kid Icarus reference, "I'm finished." I love when you die in Kid Icarus, it goes, pops up, "I'm finished," and it goes, doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doo.
Then the doctor comes
Quite
in and
chirpy.
says, and says, "Sorry to keep you breathing."
So well done, that person. They've won the last story poster and a copy of Gabrielle's Ghostly Groove, a death-themed array of prizes. This month, you win Captain Morgaine, the astonishing The Whitakers present Milton and Friends 3D.
That does actually, talking of death, Milton is dead. So yeah,
Yeah,
so,
Milton is a real dead horse.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
It's a TV
quite
show.
chilling looking at his smiley cartoon face
He's been
there.
dead for a while.
he's been
hasn't
dead
he?
since the early 90s, I think. Well,
What?
maybe no, maybe
That's tragic.
Maybe
So
the
it's
10s.
It's been brought alive through the medium of AR.
It's true. It's a video
Absolutely
game.
no idea what's going
It's
on.
a video game equivalent of a Tupac album.
Milton was the is it Whitakers?
The Whitakers, yeah.
What?
I didn't know this.
Milton's dog
Was
food
their
now,
horse.
kids.
And the Whitakers were
Who are the Whitakers?
a famous horse riding,
Horse
family.
people.
Family of horses.
They're not
show
actual
jumping
horse
people
people.
from the 80s.
Whatever
early
happened to
90s.
Pippa Funnel?
If you watched
She was-
I'll
Question
tell you
of-
that one off air, Steve.
yeah, if you
She
watched
was
Question
whacked
of
by the
Sport,
Whitakers.
then
I am
Closing the name. But no,
A
more
deadly
lost than
mafia.
I've ever been on this podcast.
basically, it's a game about a dead horse that
Yeah.
was famous.
But it was a
20 years
real
ago.
dead
It was a real.
Real
no,
dead
it was a
horse
real
is
live
represented
horse.
now in cartoon
And it's now-
form
it wasn't
in the
famous for being
3DS
dead.
game.
That's weird.
The ironic thing is that Milton is probably now part of the glue used to seal the cases. That's not nice, guys.
So,
Okay.
an enjoyable video game. I think you'll agree. Also, there's a copy of The Last Story. But keeping with the horse theme,
I love our last story just brushed it.
we've just got loads of copies of it.
Yeah.
Not
Due
much
to
more
a
to say.
high demand from last month's competition, we're
Yeah.
doing it again.
It's Milton and Friends is
By
like gold
popular
dust.
demand.
Yeah, you
It's The
struggle
Last Story
for-
again. But the question this month is, if you had a horse What would you call it?
A racehorse.
Racehorse,
right?
Racehorse.
yeah.
A racehorse.
Some
They
sort
always have stupid names.
Funny
Okay.
name.
Yeah,
A Nintendo themed one, if possible, or a sort of
rude one.
referential. If you reference something we've said at some point, you'll probably win.
Yeah.
So,
Cats.
If you say
Just not wear the cats. So leave that alone for
yeah,
a
the
while.
cats thing is getting a bit tired.
Let's let that
DuckTales.
that'll cool down.
Hey Reggie,
Leave
I ain't a cat.
DuckTales as
And
well.
Gav would call his Steve's demise.
Yeah.
No, because it's just fighting. Well, that's not
right.
yet.
So email your suggestions of what you would call your racehorse to onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading Podcast 33 Competition. That's it for this month. I suggest you go and buy official Nintendo magazine, on sale now, £3.99.
Do a drawing and send it in. Draw your cover. that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Some amazing entries so far.
Yeah,
So you're going to have to be pretty good. Don't send in any old rubbish.
No, I know. We've got standards.
I've got a lot
We'll
to sift
set
through.
it on fire.
Yeah.
Draw Pilgrim.
So until next month, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Bye bye.
Do, 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 do.